Hey friends, happy holidays and welcome back to Kiki's Closet. Today we're headed out west to California to chat with the stars of TheaterWorks Silicon Valley's production of Little Shop of Horrors. Let's go!
Come on and come and play in Kiki's Closet today!
Please help me welcome my friends. Lawrence Michael C. Arias, Alia Hodge, Katrina McGraw, Nick Nakashima, Phil Wong, and Sumi Yu. Hey everybody, welcome to Kiki's Closet. Thanks so much for being here today. I'm so happy that you're here.
Yay.
First question, what color is your heart today?
Green.
Yellow.
I was going to say green.
It could be green too.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mine is an oscillating rainbow.
oh my God. now I'm the asshole who has to say mauve.
Yeah.
Cool.
Mauve. Mauve it is.
Trina, what color is your heart today?
What color is my heart?
Yeah.
Oh, pink.
Yeah.
That's my favorite color, pink, so you get a flower. That flower is for you.
Yeah.
Now you're all in this fabulous production of Little Shop of Horrors, directed by Jeffrey Lowe. They switched the setting from New York City to Chinatown and San Francisco. What has been the most exciting part of bringing this reimagined production to your community?
I grew up in Oakland, California, in the Bay Area. My family is from San Francisco, Chinatown, and actually my grandmother was a performer in the 40s and 50s at a nightclub called the Forbidden City, USA. And so it seems very kind of full circle for me to like be a part of this.
I was born and raised in San Francisco on Clement Street, which is like another Chinatown area of the city.
That's the real Chinatown.
It's the non-touristy Chinatown.
Restaurants.
So I love doing this production. I'm half black, half white, and people would always be like, "Do you identify more as black or white?" And I'd be like, "Asian." Like I grew up around like the Asian community.
I'm first generation Filipino American. And so I play Mushnik, and I am playing him as a first generation Filipino American immigrant. And I am absolutely very excited about that, being able to represent that on stage. Jeffrey Lowe, the director, tried really hard to incorporate aspects of us, our own true selves, into the show. And for me, one of the things that Jeffrey and I talked about is like, well, what if Mushnik was gay? You know, it's set in modern day. So my backstory is that I married Mushnik, the Jewish Mushnik, took his last name, you know, and then now that's how I have all my Yiddish expressions, because from living, and then he passed away, so I'm now a widower, trying to make ends meet. But we have a rainbow flag on my register right front and center, and next to the Filipino flag. So for me, definitely feeling seen is very rewarding.
Phil, you've played Seymour before.
I have.
I'm wondering if you've discovered anything new through this specific production.
It's already immediately different when it's a bunch of people of color on stage, and it's already immediately different when there's specifically like Asian people on stage and an Asian like community represented on stage. First of all, I'm much more comfortable because Little Shop is usually like a bunch of white people and then 3 black women carrying the entire show.
Sometimes.
Just having everyone who is just on the equalizer is all like right like here is so awesome, and not having to explain myself and not having open space for dialogue and things like that, and just getting shit, just understanding things without having to say it is so awesome and so refreshing. And it's very, very different from the last time.
Pandemic has brought us many things. One of those being the rise in hate crimes in America, specifically towards the AAPI community. I've got to imagine this is a powerful time to share the stage with such a diverse company of actors. Sumi, what has this experience been like for you?
It means so much to me, and it's just such an honor to be able to not only share the story as an AAPI member, but the Bay Area is quite AAPI heavy, and it's just so lovely at the end of each show seeing the AAPI people in the audience just looking at us like tears in their eyes, just so excited to, I think, see themselves in this story. As whack of a story it is, they still see themselves in it. And I think it's just such a honor to be able to tell this story and be like, yeah, this story can be about us. We always thought it was just meant for white people and just white audiences can relate to this silly story, but this story is for all of us without having to change anything about the dialogue. We really just are ourselves, and the set is, you know, iconically Chinatown, but we're not like acting a certain way. We're not stereotypes or anything. We're just people, just like the people who live in Chinatown are people, and we all have stories to tell.
One of the the main thing that annoy me in reviews that we've been getting, I don't know if anyone doesn't read reviews, plug your ears, la la la. But one of the things they've been saying is we don't understand why it's set in Chinatown. We don't understand like the point of having the whole cast be Asian American. It doesn't really do anything to the plot. And I'm like, that is the point. And
Makes me think of K-pop when they're like, I don't understand what was the point. I'm like, this is the point.
Right.
Like, we're trying to tell
Just letting
these
people
stories.
exist.
Nick, what has this experience been like for you, especially in this time when there's such divisiveness towards your community?
I'm so proud to be a part of this cast, and it's exciting and fresh to see something new, not the same old regurgitated little shop of horrors. That we're presenting something that is exciting and fresh. And I don't want to go back to the old way of doing shows where it's just the same old people over and over again, telling the same story. We're a little family. Actually, a really big family, like everybody.
The two and
Yeah.
backstage, we're all one big.
Now we're seeing, like, with productions like this all around the country, slowly theaters are trying to be more inclusive in diversity on stage, backstage, but there's always room for improvement. How can we keep moving forward in the right direction, and what can we do better?
I say fight.
Fight.
As someone who has been fighting since high school to be seen as something other than my quote unquote type, it's just now. I'm 33 years old and I'm just now being seen as something different than what I was told was the only thing I could do for my whole life. Last summer I played Maria in The Sound of Music. I'm playing the plant in Little Shop of Horrors. I'm playing Glinda next. Like, you just have to fight, say what you want. When people call you in for something and you don't want to be seen for that, say no thank you, but I would love to come in and be seen for this thing.
I'd love to add, especially for non-BIPOC folk, listening is a huge one, because we can fight and fight and fight, but if they're not creating the space to hold space for us and listen, then the fighting is meaningless. And so I think listening and making the active, conscious effort and choice to come see these shows and want to tell these stories and ask BIPOC these questions and how they can be our allies. So I hope moving forward there's more curiosity, questions, listening, all of that.
I'm so thankful to TheaterWorks because they've held so much space for our cast to listen to us, to work with us on making this a real story for both the Black folks and the AAIP folks in our cast, and making sure things on the set are right, making sure the Chinese characters are correct. You know what I mean? It's those little things that people in the audience coming in are expecting, and they were really open to hearing those things, hearing our perspective, and working with us on making sure that this was a proper production, doing things right for our community. So I'm really grateful for this theater for doing that, because I feel before the pandemic, a lot of theaters wouldn't hold space or care to listen, and this theater is really putting in that effort. So just makes me hopeful going forward that more theaters are going to be doing that.
I so wish I was closer to California that I could see this production.
We sure do.
I know.
But if you are in California, please go check out Little Shop of Horrors, playing at TheaterWorks Silicon Valley until December 31st. Thanks so much for joining me. Have a great day and happy holidays. Bye, everybody.
Happy holidays.
Don't beat the plan.
Come on and come and play in Kiki's closet today.